Hello, hello, everybody. I have it to be 6:59 right now, 6:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and play the intro and then we're going to get started. Tonight is going to be very interesting. I'm going to be a little bit more casual with y'all and kind of tell you, how I got started, why I do what I do. And then at the end, we'll take some questions. Okay. So let me play my intro because it's so personal to me. So let me see if I can play that for y'all. Okay. So it is Thursday. How are y'all doing? Now, I like when people talk back to me, okay? Now I can talk, okay? I'm admit I can talk, but I like when people talk back to me. So I'm gonna be watching the comments. And I actually got two already. So y'all are on it. Look at Gwen. Gwen like Pine View. So when y'all join me, could you do me a huge favor and let me know where you're watching from? Okay. So just like Gwen shouted out where she's at, just shout out where you're watching from. Okay. Somebody said my hair is beautiful. Thank you so much. I think that's Gwen too. Thank you so much. So tonight, I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about Explore Blue Travel, right? Because a lot of y'all may not be familiar with the company or even me, right? And I realized that. So I was like, you know what? I need to share with you why we do what we do and why we exist. So tonight is like the origin story. Like, girl, how did you get started? Are you like brand spanking new to travel? Or did you go get some, schooling, some credentials, some education, all the things, how long have you been doing groups? How long have you been planning vacations? Can you plan just Caribbean trips or can you do things exotic such as Bali and Thailand and all that stuff? Okay, I got Clayco in the house. That must be my best friend. My best friend. That must be Treese. Okay. What's up, Treese? What's up? So the reason why I don't see your name is because if you don't give StreamYard the permission to like it shows up as Facebook user. So that's the reason why I'm guessing as to who I have with me on live. Okay, so my apologies. So let me tell you a little about me. So most of y'all know I'm Zandra, okay? Zandra Sexton Holmes, and I'm the host of the Blue Squad Travel Group, and that is a private community that we have on Facebook. And it's very simple to join. When you join, we ask you about three questions: your birthday, where you like to travel to, like a bucket list trip, and then what do you do to take the time to celebrate you? Okay. And the reason why I ask that is because as women, a lot of times we will postpone celebrating us. Okay. So you become a member of the group and we have a lot of fun in the group. Now, Explore Blue Travel is the parent company, right? That's the name of the company. That's the register, with the state of Texas, with the federal government, all the things. Okay. So we've been in business almost 3 years, not quite. We actually started during the pandemic. Can somebody put the year the pandemic started? Because if you know when the pandemic started, you already know. Okay. So we was like birth, okay, in the pandemic. Imagine that, right? Somebody deciding to do something in the pandemic despite everything that was happening. Now I do have some people on YouTube. So I won't be able to see YouTube comments until after the live, but thank you for the people who are watching on YouTube. So I'm streaming on the Facebook business page, in the Facebook private group, and on YouTube. Look at me, y'all. I'm getting a little fancy, okay? So thank you. If you are on YouTube, I will be responding to your questions, okay? So Gwen got it. She said, okay, see now Gwen, I can see your picture and your name. So we was birthed in 2020. So literally this is how it happened. So I've been traveling since about, I'll say officially, okay? So in high school, so most of y'all know I'm from a little small country town, okay? If y'all know the small country town I'm from, y'all can drop it in the comments, okay? You probably can hear the little twang and the little southern accent in my voice, okay? So I'm down south in Georgia, okay? Was born and raised well, born in Cali, not raised in Cali. Love Los Angeles. I can't even remember. I was little. I was like maybe 4 or 5. Went to this smaller country town, and I basically did all of my schooling there for the most part. Now, I did do some schooling in Miami, Florida during my middle school years, then came back to Georgia. But, I call Southern Georgia my home. So somebody will spill the tea and you'll know where I'm from. Okay. So after I left Alma and I went to Atlanta, that's when I actually really started traveling. Now, when I was in Alma, me and my girlfriends would do trips like road trips. So we would do things whereas we would like go to the beach, right? So I remember our first trip, we did a trip to Miami during spring break. It was wild, but we had a really, really good time. Actually, during that trip, somebody actually tried to break in the vehicle. So like literally, I couldn't even stay with them. I had to drive to my grandmother's house and stay with her because we was concerned that somebody was going to steal the vehicle, and I had to leave the girls at the hotel. I don't know if Treese is on here, but that trip was Treese. That was Tasha. Those are 2 of my friends. We've been childhood friends since, primary days. Beatrice, my homegirl, she was on that trip, and my younger sister Erica was on that trip. Fun trip in Miami. No, ma'am, Gwen. Don't even start. Pineview is nowhere by far bigger than Alma. Okay, you funny. And so that was like the first thing. Now, the first time I actually got on a plane. So if you are like you love planes, you don't like, what I'm saying, ride, and let me know. Let me know. Like, let me know if you are a person who you prefer a road trip over a plane trip. Drop it in the comments and let me know because I want to know who I'm talking to. So me, I have a rule. If it is 4 hours or less, I'll do a road trip. But if it's more than 4 hours, guess what I'm doing? I'm opting for a plane ride because who wants to be in a car 11 hours? No, ma'am, no, sir. I don't want to do it. So I had my first plane ride when I was an adult. I was grown. Okay. I remember my girlfriend Amala, don't know if she's on here or not, but she was the first person who actually introduced me to a cruise. She was like, I'm having a group cruise, you know what I'm saying? And she had friends coming from Georgia. She had friends coming from up north because she was from Boston. And she was telling us about it. And me and a few of the other ladies, me, Toya, bless her soul, Danielle, Michelle, we all got together and we was like, okay, we're going to do this group cruise, right? First time ever doing it. Well, I had to fly to Fort Lauderdale. Now, for those who can recall their first plane experience, how did you feel? Let me know in the comments. Because when I tell you I was scared, I was like nervous. And I think I was so nervous because where I was raised at and what I had heard throughout the years was just kind of embedded in me. So I was so fearful. Like I was really anxious and I was like, oh my goodness, what if the plane crashed? You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. What if, everything that I thought could go wrong, I thought it. Okay. So I was a nervous wreck. My girlfriend, Michelle, she had flew before. She, and actually this will let you know how long ago this was. It was AirTran. AirTran no longer even exists right now. Okay. Maybe AirTran became the new Southwest. Who knows? But when I tell you Michelle sat beside me and she literally held my hands, I was trembling. And once I got through that plane ride, I was like, oh my goodness, it wasn't that bad, right? I'm like, okay, I can do this. We did an overnight cruise. And at that time, they actually let the ship stay at the port. Now, these days, they don't do that, right? Literally, you go over there for a little bit and they say, listen, y'all better be back in 4 or 6 hours when we leaving. Well, whatever cruise ship Amala had booked, baby, they let us stay overnight in the Bahamas. And honey, when I say a time was had, baby, a time was had. Listen, now I'm spilling my business. I'm telling you my business right here. You know what I'm saying? I had a really, really good time. I had a good time. I had a so good time. Michelle had to take care of me, okay? But it was a good trip, right? What happens on a girl's trip? What? Put it in the comment. What happens on a girl's trip? What? So anyway, that was my first experience. Number one, on a group trip with some other ladies who I didn't know. Like I knew the people from Georgia, but I didn't know Amala's other friends. And then that was also my first plane ride. So Gwen said her first flight was to Korea. Gwen, how long was that flight? Because I know that was super long. So after that, I got the travel bug, like literally, like something had bit me, right? And that same year was 2012. I did like 3 trips, y'all, that year. That was the same year too that I also got married. So it was a family trip because we always did family trips around Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, because we stayed in Georgia. So I enjoyed our cruise so much. Guess what? Me and Wilson's anniversary, or not anniversary, honeymoon was on a cruise. So, but didn't fly. We drove to Miami, did a cruise, went to Jamaica and Cayman Islands, and it was one other island I can't recall. But we had a ball, okay? A ball, okay? And then after that, literally every year thereafter, I just would travel somewhere. And each time I traveled somewhere, I tried to travel somewhere new. Where my new people at? Like where my people, when you travel, you like to go somewhere different? Or do I have people who enjoy going to the same place over and over again, right? It might be some nostalgic to you, right? You might enjoy, you know what I'm saying, the hotel or the villa or the restaurant or interacting with the people. Talk to me. Let me know, you know what I'm saying? Are you a person when you do your family vacations or your girls' trips, your guys' trips, your family trips, your cousins' trips, do you do the same thing over and over? Or do you like a little, you know what I'm saying, a little, you want a little different, right? Well, me, I'm a person that I like a little different, but I do like what I like. So if somebody treats me well, good customer service, good food, good vibe, I'm like, you know what? I'll give you another try because you did right to me, right? So then we push forward, right? So during those years, we're traveling, going, different places, me and my kids, me and the husband, and then I relocate, right? So as many of y'all know, I am in the great state of Texas, okay? So made it here to Texas, and by the way of Colorado, because when we first left Georgia, we went to Denver, Colorado, stayed there about almost 2 years. And then I was like, look, can't do the cold. So like right now, how the cold weather is around the nation, I'm not for the cold, okay? Not for the cold. Don't care for the cold. But I'll do some cold activities, okay? But no, I don't want to stay in the cold. So we came down here, relocated to Texas. So in 2020, Gwen noted it. That's when I decided to form the company Explore Blue Travel. But the ideal came from my best friend, who is Treese. And what happened was we did a couples trip that year to Hawaii. Anybody here been to the beautiful islands of Hawaii? Oh my goodness. It is amazing. It is beautiful. If you have not been to Hawaii, we went to Honolulu. We had a ball. You hear me? Like a ball. Well, we did a couples trip, and it was a total of 1, 2, 3, altogether 4 couples. And guess who organized and did all the things and the itinerary and the planning and all that? Just let me know. Let me know in a comment. Let me know in a comment who did all the things. Like, so they laugh at me because literally when I started doing it, now I wasn't fancy like I am now, but literally it was just a regular Microsoft Word document, and I recorded everything on there, right? So I'm telling them every time, whoever land, how we was going to group up and, you know what I'm saying, transfer to the hotel, you know what I'm saying, what times we were meeting up. Oh, I'm sorry. Singles. Okay. I'm gonna get to my singles. Okay. That must be Nettle. I'm gonna get to my singles. Okay. But we did all of that, right? Well, I did all of that, right? And then what I also did too was when I was doing my searches, I was comparing pricing, right? So like I would look on TripAdvisor. I would look on Viator, which is owned by the same company, Viator and TripAdvisor, same company. Okay. But then also too, hey, Tasha, I would check other places like Groupon. Okay. Who here still mess with Groupon? Right. Because I mean, I don't know about y'all, but maybe y'all think Groupon ain't in existence, but Groupon's still in this thing. You hear me? Who still is Groupon gang? Right? I mean, listen, we was in Hawaii and we had to Groupon it up. You hear me? I mean, literally Groupon it up. And literally, so I'm sending them stuff like, okay, this is price over here, price over there, price over there. So at the end of the trip, like if people know me too, you know that some people like to say Zandra La Jamaican, right? Because I'm always doing something, right? I'm always having 50, 11 jobs, right? I'm always doing something. Okay, one time I was mystery shopping, Mary Kay, I've always been that way. So I was like, you know what? I need to add an additional stream of income. to my a streaming to my income, right? So my best friend Treese was like, why don't you do travel? You're really good at it. Have you thought about being a travel agent? I was like, oh, well, you know what? No, I haven't. But I was planning everybody's trips, right? So I was already doing the work. But I was like, now this is the part of me that's rational. I'm like, but do I got to get trained for this? Do I need to get school? Do I need to go to school? Do I need any accreditations? You know what I'm saying? Because I try to do things ethical, legal, the right way, right? I'm the person that if I did try to do something ratchet, I'll be the person get caught, right? It's like they can do it, but when I do it, God, like, look, no, Zandra, you're gonna do it the right way, right? So I'm doing all this research and like, okay, I got to make sure I got everything I need, right? So literally, Explore Blue Travel was birthed as a company in 2020. Found this awesome site, was amazing with getting me set up with my business bank account, with saying, what type of business structure that I want. Did I want LLC? Did I want S Corp? Did all those things right. You know what I'm saying? Filed with the state of Texas, got the errors and omissions insurance, right? So in the event that if I did jack up somebody's vacation and they tried to come after me and sue me, you know what I'm saying? I was covered, right? So I did all of that, right? You know what I'm saying? Signed up with the different, you know what I'm saying, professional organizations, American Society of Travel Advisors, the American Professional, the American Association of Black Professionals, you named it, I was doing it, right? Because to me, what has been always embedded in me is you need to be able to show that you know what you're talking about, right? So, how can you trust me if you like, girl, I don't know you. Like, can you really plan travel or are you just doing this, right? So anyway, did all that, right? And even now to this day, I continue to do continuing education classes. I'm always trying to take a certification class, always trying to become a specialist in, some area or some island. Like I'm always learning because, I believe that learning is ongoing, right? Just because I may be well at something does not mean that I can, not improve, right? So this is the story of how Explore Blue Travel was birthed. Now, when I first started, I was not doing groups. Okay. I was like, okay, my girlfriends want to go somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna book them a trip. Okay, a family want to go somewhere. I'm gonna book them a trip. You know what I'm saying? You want to travel solo? Okay, I'm shouting out my solos. I'm gonna book you a trip. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in solo travel. If you have not done a solo travel trip, I don't care if you're a man or woman, make sure you do a solo travel trip. It's nothing like it. Okay. So that's what I was doing, right? Doing all of those itineraries, right? And if you know about doing itineraries like that, it can be very cumbersome, right? Because it's dealing with different people, different personalities, all the things. Well, my people here, who is mostly here, they knew I wanted to get into group travel, right? So my best friend again, Treese, she always pushing me and making me do great things and go beyond limits. And she was like, hey, we want to do a group trip to Aruba. And I was like, okay. So basically, we came up with the ideal of, okay, we're going to travel. It's going to be a big group. And then Netta, I refer to her as my VIP because she was like one of the first persons to book a trip with me. And she got together and she got her school buddies and her friends. And we came together on this one big amazing trip. In total, it was supposed to be like 26 or 28 of us. Turned out to be about 22, 21. And do you know the reason for that? Right? Do you know the reason for that? So like with group travel, and y'all know, right? Things come up, right? So when it's time to travel, life be lifing. And when life starts lifing, so-and-so can't come, okay? Something could have come up. So some things had come up in people's lives and they wasn't able to attend. But despite that, we had an amazing time. And after that trip, it really, really just made me see that once I started talking to the different clients who attended the trip, a lot of people was like, you know what, I would like to travel more, but either my friends can't travel with me, right? Some people have significant others, spouses that do not care to travel. They're like, look, I'm not getting on no plane. I'm not going those 6, 12, 15, 24 hours. I'm not doing none of that, right? You can go ahead and travel with your girlfriends, And once I started hearing the same story recurring over and over again that people wanted to travel, they want to go, I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to do groups. So right now, what Explore Blue Travel has kind of morphed into is we're doing group trips, but I still have my loyal clientele that I still do my personal bookings for, right? So like Miss Tasha, she on here, you know what I'm saying? I had the pleasure of sending her and her husband to Maui, Hawaii, the year before last, right? Vernetta, one of the first people who booked a trip with me, I've sent her to different destinations, okay? Jamaica, New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? Aruba, you know what I'm saying? Right now we got the group cruise coming. Who on here is going to be on the group cruise this June with Explore Blue Travel? Okay, if you cruise gang, could you please drop some ships, something down there, okay? Because that is going to be a time that's going to be had, okay? And a lot of those people who joining us is people that either came with us on the Aruba trip or people who either booked with me before and they refer me, right? So everybody on here, for every referral, every time you shout me out, every time you tag me, every time you know what I'm saying, mention my name, thank you, thank you, thank you. That does not go unnoticed, okay? Because of you, that's why I'm still in business. So that's why I still exist. So I wanted to share with y'all, you know, why I do what I do. And if you know me, I love travel. Like literally, I can talk about travel nonstop. Okay. But not only do I love travel, but I'm big on travel preparedness. Right. So like when anybody book a trip with me or come and travel with me, I want to make sure that we know all the things. Okay. I'm the type of person where I want to dot my I, cross my T. Okay. Therefore, if you are aware, you know what I'm saying, you know what to expect, you know what to bring, you know what to look out for, all the things. I was having a follow-up, a post follow-up with a client who I sent to Dominican Republic, and she was sharing some things that she witnessed on her trip, right? And I was telling her, I was like, oh my goodness, I forgot to mention that to you, right? Because when you start traveling to these different places and different destinations, there are some common trends that you see, right? And then there are sometimes some trends that you do not see. And I like to be the person where I can give you all the information so that when you do encounter something or you see something, it won't totally shock you, right? You know how it is like when you about to go on a roller coaster and you take that dip, but you know you about to dip and you bracing for it. So that's what I try to do. That's my ultimate goal with my people who travel with me, is to prepare you so that you can kind of know, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Zandra prepared me for this. She told me what I need to expect. Okay. I see Crystal on here. Yes, love. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I see Crystal on here. Let me look at some more comments I missed. Somebody says me. I'm assuming that's my sister, Taisha, but I don't know. But I think it's important that people know that, you know, I am a real person. I do exist. I do plan on doing this business for a long time because I love it. I enjoy it. I'm passionate about it. And now we're doing more of the group travel, but because we're doing a group travel, I have not forgotten about the people who might not care for group travel, right? Because some people, they like, look, Zandra, it's good. I had one homegirl. She told me, she said, I love what you're doing. She was like, but I just don't do group trips, right? And I understand that, right? Everybody is a different type of traveler, but I want to be able to provide different options for people. So as you can see in 2024, we got a couple of trips that's coming up. Okay. So the first trip that's on the books is my birthday trip. Okay. So I turned 40, the big 40 in March. I'm an Aries. Do we have any Aries in the house? If you are Aries, drop down your Aries symbol, shout out the gang. Like what is your horoscope? Okay. Because, you know, us Aries, we come with big energy. Okay. So we're celebrating in the beautiful island of, well, Colombia, Cartagena, Colombia. Okay. That trip is open to everybody here and everybody who's seeing this video. Okay. So if you are solo, you can join us. If you are a couple, you can join us. If you're just curious to see, you know, let me figure out the vibe of the group, what they do, you can join us. The next trip we have is the group cruise, which I already told people, you know what I'm saying, cruise gang, go ahead and put it down. And we're going to 3 different islands. We're going to Half Moon Cape Bahamas, Grand Turks, and we are going to Amber Cove, Dominican Republic. So that's literally 3 countries in one. If you are a U.S. citizen, and because this is a closed loop cruise, you don't require to have a passport. Now, I'm always highly recommend that you have a passport. But if you don't have a passport, you still can join us if you are a U.S. citizen, okay? And then we are doing a girls trip to Essence Fest. So I did update the Essence Fest page. So if you've been looking at that trip and you're kind of curious, right now, like literally, I redid a lot of things in that package. So if you're curious, it would behoove you to go check it out because it is amazing. Okay. And that is from July 4th into July 8th of this year. And Essence Fest is in New Orleans. Okay. So that's a domestic trip, no passport required. It's in the heart of New Orleans. The hotel is literally like 8-9 minutes from Bourbon Street. Who here has been to New Orleans? Okay. Maybe a football game, a wedding, maybe, you stay close. Like I know people in Houston usually travel to New Orleans, quite a bit because, it's kind of like a skip and a hop. But who here has been to New Orleans and what do you enjoy about New Orleans? Because me, the first time I went to New Orleans was for a Falcons game. So if you did not know, I am a avid Atlanta Falcons, fan. Okay. I treated my husband to a NFL ticket and we went there. And when I tell you I had an amazing time because that rivalry between the Saints and the Falcons is already good. But just imagine being on Bourbon Street and being able to walk down the street and you hearing the music blasting. You got good food, you got good drinks, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get like fashionable pieces, jewelry, you know what I'm saying? All kind of trinkets, art. I mean, you can get anything and everything from New Orleans. So it's just really a good time. And it's a good walking city, right? So really, you don't need to rent a vehicle. You can literally just, walk it out, like literally, and you'll be okay. And then, of course, they got a major airport there. Louis Armstrong, the code for that airport is MSY. The airport is maybe like 20 minutes from the heart of New Orleans, but New Orleans is a good time. So even if you cannot attend the Essence Fest trip with us, just give New Orleans a try. You'll know why people enjoy going there. And of course, it's known for festivals. So like literally coming up, what is the festival? Whereas everybody is already getting ready for it. Let me know in the chat what the festival is that's coming up in New Orleans. And I still haven't been. If you've been, let me know. Let me know what the experience has been like for you. I still haven't made it that way, but I plan to go to that festival. But they are known for festivals. So they have summer festivals. They have jazz festivals. They have cooking festivals. I mean, they have some of everything. So if you want to go to New Orleans, yes, Mardi Gras. That's what it is, Mardi Gras. And somebody said, NOLA, baby. Yes. So New Orleans is a good time. So for that trip, we literally have quad occupancy. So quad meaning that there can be up to 4 people in your room. And so if you're interested, just go to the website. You see the running banner. You can check it out. And then the last trip, and I won't say last because y'all know me, I'm always doing something, okay? But the other big trip that we're doing is to Zanzibar or to Tanzania or Tanzania, okay? However you want to say it or pronounce it. And that's in Africa. So has anybody here been to Africa? If you've been to Africa, drop Africa in the chat. Let me know if you've been to Africa, okay? I've never been to Africa. So this will be my first time going to Africa. And it's going to be a big deal because number one, the flight is super long. But guess what? I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be hydrated. I'm going to make sure I have my snacks, all the things. So if you've been to Africa, let me know. Drop Africa in the chat. And Zanzibar is an island. Where are my island lovers at? Who love a good beach, palm tree? You know what I'm saying? A little cute drink in your hand. You know what I'm saying? You like the music and the ocean breeze and you like the sun, baby. It's like, baby, it's the sun for me. Like, no, I don't want no snow. I don't want no cold. Like, I want some sun popping on my skin. If that is you, drop it down in the chat so I know who I'm talking to, okay? So me, I'm a sunny person. When I vacation, I try to go somewhere tropical. I try to go somewhere warm. That's just me, okay? And this right here, okay, so I see the little island drop, okay? Zanzibar is all the things, okay? And then also too, historically and culturally, of course, we're gonna, learn about the slave trade market, right? We're gonna learn, about the people there, how they cook, what they eat. We are going to visit a local village where you can actually see how they are currently living in certain areas. We're going to be doing some shopping. Have anybody here heard of the Rock Restaurant? Okay. If you have not heard of the Rock Restaurant, I'll give you a little homework assignment. When you finish here on this live, because we're about to wrap things up, I want you to literally go and type in the Rock Restaurant. You will see so many pictures and so many videos of this restaurant. And when you see it, you'll know why it is all that and some. Okay. Just picture yourself dining in the middle of the ocean. Like literally, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but literally, you get there, you can walk, depending on what time of day. And then when it's time for you to leave, you have to have a boat or a little canoe to take you back because the tides have risen. So the Rock Restaurant, and then a catamaran. Who likes getting on a catamaran on a trip? It's just like something about being on the ocean and being able to just take everything in, being able to see the beauty that the creator has done, right? It just does something to me. It just moves me. But we ended by a catamaran sunset cruise in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And y'all know me, I'm adventurous. So do y'all think I'm gonna jump in the water? Let me know if you think I'm gonna jump in the water or if I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You might not know me. You're like, nah, you ain't gonna jump in the water. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or jump from a cliff or do something for that adrenaline rush, right? You know what I'm saying? When I try to find things that get my blood pumping, right? Get my heart racing. Is that anybody else in here? Like, where are my adrenaline, my junkie people who just like, oh, I gotta do it. I gotta do something. Like, I just post a little video in here. Everybody saw the video, right? The hot air balloon, you know, of course, in the sky. And then at the bottom of the hot air balloon, the trampoline. And then basically these people jumping on the trampoline. And then they're basically jumping off the trampoline into the air. Okay. But of course, you know what I'm saying? They got their gear on, right? Who would do that? Who would do that? Who would do that? Like literally up in the air, jumping from a hot air balloon attached to a trampoline and then jumping in the middle of the air. Somebody say you can have that. Well, listen, y'all, you got to live just a little bit. Okay. You got to live just a little bit. Okay. So I encourage you on your next journey to do something that you probably would not have done and do it in small doses. I'm not trying to tell you to do something so radical. Whereas, you know what I'm saying, you end up having a heart attack. Now, we don't want that, but just try something different. Even if that different thing is trying a different food, okay? Even if it's doing a different activity, right? So who here can swim? If you can swim, and I ain't talking about being like a marathon swimmer, but if you can swim, let me know. Like let's say if you jump, somebody push you in the pool, would you be okay? Like you can swim. Let me know if you can swim. Where my swimmers at? I'm looking at the comments. Okay, somebody said I can. I'm thinking that's Taisha. Okay, so we only got one swimmer here. Lord have mercy. Jesus help us. Nobody else can swim here. So what y'all do when y'all on vacation? Y'all just, kind of stick your toes in the water. Somebody else said I can. Somebody said, yes, I'll be okay. Okay. Anybody else? Oh, Lord. Gwen, you can't swim. Lord Jesus. Nope. I'll sink like a rock. Nope. But it's on my list. Okay. Somebody said they can swim. Oh, my goodness. Okay, y'all. So look. I want to challenge all of us. Everybody that's here, if you do not know how to swim, like whereas if your life depended on it, you needed to get to the shore, you know what I'm saying, or something other. I want you to get into a swimming class, take a lesson, okay? Now, I don't know where you're located at, right? So I know Crystal, she's in the Chicago area. I don't know the names of everybody else, but usually you can go to your local YMCA. They have classes, or your local rec department. They have classes. And I want to challenge you to just try to do a beginner swimming class, okay? So yeah, Crystal said she's learned this year YMCA. Yes, do a beginner swimming class because y'all, anything can happen, okay? And it's just a good thing to be able to do, okay? I'm not trying to tell you to go be an Olympic swimmer, but you should know how to swim, okay? Just the basics, okay? So I'm gonna challenge you there. So I'm gonna check in on y'all before the summertime, be like, listen, Did you enroll in that summer class, sis? Like, I'm going to want y'all to tell me. I'm gonna listen. I'm putting Crystal on Front Street. Look, I got her on the screen because she said it. She said it here, y'all. She said she learning how to swim. So I'm gonna check in on Crystal and be like, girl, listen. You did say you was learning how to swim, right? Okay, like you enrolled in that class yet? Okay, so I want us to do that because if you're doing a group cruise, if you're doing a cruise, okay, even in summertime when you go to the lakes, you know, things happen, y'all. Let's say a tsunami or just anything happen, you know what I'm saying? I want you to be able to protect yourself, okay? And it's just something good that you should know how to do. And if you have the small kiddos, so I don't know if Shaquita's on here, but if you have the small kiddos, Michelle, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all put them babies in the swimming classes at a young age because it helps them. Because what happens? Look at y'all. Like some of y'all good and grown, okay? Good and grown. And some of y'all like, girl, I ain't jumping in that water. Like, no, not me. So, and the reason why is because you have let that fear stay with you for this length of time. And now when somebody telling you about swim, you're looking at it as crazy. Like, girl, what? I ain't just going in that water. So if you have babies, if you have young ones, you have grandkids, nieces, nephews, make sure that you get them enrolled in some swimming classes just so that they can be safe and they know what to do in the event that they are in a body of water. Okay. So please do that for me. Okay. Now I'm going to open it up for any questions about anything that I mentioned. And then also too, I just want to go over the suite of services that I have. So I can help you plan your personal family vacation or a cousin trip or a church trip or a school trip and all of that. Okay. Group trips are the trips that are on our webpage. So if you go to our tours page, you'll see all the trips that are available. Any trip that's posted is open to anybody in the public. Okay. Now I cater to my ladies and I talk to my ladies a lot. And some people are like, why? Because we are some superstars. Okay. We are some multitaskers. We do all the things, okay? And because of that, I just want to make sure that I love on my women and I uplift y'all and I empower y'all and y'all know that I'm there for y'all. And I want this group and community to be about that. Now, I'm not trying to step on my men's toes. I know we have some men in here and I'm glad that you're here. But I just wanted to let you know that as a woman, we do so much. We pour into other people so much throughout our day, throughout our week, throughout our month. That's just who we are. We're naturally nurturers. But a lot of times because we pour into people and we do, a lot of times we forget about ourselves. So we don't take the girls' trip. We don't take the vacation. You know what I'm saying? We opt to stay home, right? And I want to challenge you that when you do get in that space where you're like, oh, it'll be okay, then what happens is it becomes a cycle. And then before you know it, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's now a decade. And you can't even recall the last time you traveled. So I don't want you to get stuck in that cycle because then it's hard to break. So what I want you to do is if you know a woman and you know that she has not traveled and God knows when, you can't even recall the last time she's traveled. You know she needs to travel. Maybe she is just like a workaholic, right? She like, look, she doing everything so she don't even have to think about it. Or maybe somebody who they're looking for something and they're like, well, my friends don't want to go. Or give me just a moment, y'all. Hey, Zaria. Okay, DJ, you're gonna have to wait, okay? Thank you. Sorry about that, y'all. But you know someone, you might know a woman or somebody like that, and you know the space that she's in, and you like, okay, I know sis needs to take a vacation. Like I got a friend like that, but I ain't gonna call her name. I ain't gonna call out, right? You know they need a vacation. You know that they need to just get away so that they can have that downtime. They can do something. Invite them into the group, right? Because when people start seeing other people traveling and doing the things, then they become more motivated to do the things, okay? So invite them in the group. Continue to love on them. Support them from where they're at. But invite them in the group. And then eventually, when it's time, they'll know, okay, I got a group I can travel with, or I got somebody that I can book something with, okay? So I'm going to look in the comments to see if there is any questions. If there's any questions, you can drop them now, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. If I do not know an answer to your question, then I will follow back up with you. Again, I'm real big on giving the correct information, factual information. That's just who I am. So let me know if there's any questions in the chat. I'm looking, I don't see anything. So I'm going to give it about 2 or 3 minutes. And for everybody who joined me tonight, I'm going to do something special. I'm going to put you in a raffle. So if you appeared on here as Facebook user, I don't know who you are. So if you could put your name in the comment, put your name in the comments. Okay. We're going to use the honor system. Put your name in the comments and let me know who you are. Now, I do see somebody was tagging some other people. Now, if you tag people, if they are not a member of the group, they won't see the tag, right? So you got to actually invite them into the group because they will not see the tag. So someone says, explain TSA PreCheck, global entry, and clear again, and why someone would need all three. Okay, so myself personally, okay, Nella, thank you. So, okay, so for me, I have TSA PreCheck and I have global entry. I don't have clear, but I want to say Gwen has all three. And I know I have a cousin. She has, I think she has that and some more, right? So TSA PreCheck is basically, I'm gonna say $85. I want to say, okay, but don't quote me on that, right? If you get TSA PreCheck, to me, it just makes sense to get global entry because literally for no more than $10 more, you can get both. So when you get global entry, it actually includes TSA PreCheck. So instead of you getting TSA PreCheck and then having to go back and get global entry, you'll actually be spending more money. Okay. Now, global entry is very helpful because when you get ready to return back to the United States, okay, with you already being pre-screened, you literally go to the kiosk, you show your face, they do like a visual scan of your face, and you are clear. Usually those lines are much shorter, okay? So that means that you get in and out of customs in a blink of an eye. You don't have to stand in the regular line with everybody else. Now, there are conditions to get TSA PreCheck and global entry. They do a criminal, like a criminal background check on you to see, what's on your record. And based what's on your record, you may have to answer additional questions. But the process literally depends on where you're located at. They were behind, okay, but now they don't seem to be as behind. But here's your tip for you. If you put in your application and if you are it's called conditionally approved. If you're in travel status, you can literally do a walk-in appointment at that airport to actually finish the process. So that's what I did when I did mine. I literally put in my application, and then on one of the trips coming back from another country, I went there. It took them about 10 minutes to finish processing me, and then I was good. Now, clear is not at every airport, just like TSA PreCheck is not at every airport, right? Global entry is for the people who is going to be traveling internationally. So if you are a person who you're traveling internationally, then I would tell you get global entry because it just makes it easier once you get back into the United States to get through. If you do not do a lot of international travel, then hey, global entry might not be something for you, right? But definitely TSA PreCheck, because I know a lot of people here is in Georgia. A lot of people here fly out of Hartsfield. Listen, that airport is a beast, okay? Don't play with nobody when you playing with Hartsfield Jackson. If you're not there at a certain time, you will get left. You hear me? L-E-F-T. So if you fly out of Atlanta, I encourage anybody to get TSA PreCheck because even sometimes the TSA PreCheck lines be long because so many people getting it. So if you get all three, it's like the triple threat. Like literally you can just get in and get out seamless. So it depends on your time. Are you patient? Do you enjoy standing in line, waiting for a long time, having to take off your shoes, your belt, your hat, your jacket, you know what I'm saying? All the things. If you're okay with that, I would tell you to stick with regular processing. But if you want a more efficient and expedient process, then I would tell you to do TSA PreCheck, okay? The least, okay? And then if you do clear on top of that, clear again is another option, but it's not in every airport. It's only in so many airports in the United States, okay? And then that too is also not internationally. So it just depends on how often you travel, which airport you're flying into and out of. So hopefully I answered that question for whomever answered it. Okay. And so for the people, the names that I don't see, so like, for an example, right here currently, I know that Gwen was on because I saw her name. I know Tasha was on. I know Taisha was on. I know Crystal is on. I know Treese is on. Netta. And I'm trying to see, did I miss anybody else? Okay. So if I didn't call your name, that means that I did not see you because it appeared as Facebook user instead of your name. So in order to be entered into the raffle, I need you to drop your name. Okay. So, okay, my homegirl, Michelle. Michelle is on. Okay. Drop your name so that I know, because I'm going to do a raffle. Because again, I honor people's time. Y'all could have been anywhere else on a Thursday and y'all chose to spend it with me. And for that, I'm truly grateful. So I want to be able to give at least one or two people with something. So I'm going to do a raffle because I always have travel gifts. Statesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. Hey, it's happy. Brittany. Hey, Brittany. Brittany is a client of mine too. Oh my goodness. Angela, Macy. Okay, good. Continue to drop your names because I want to be able to put you in the raffle. And then if nobody has any questions, it's 2024, y'all. So just make sure that you are taking the time to pour into yourself. Okay. I know we are terrific as women and we do a lot of things. Joe. Okay, Joe, my homeboy. Joe was, oh my gosh, I feel so loved. But make sure that you are pouring into yourself. You are taking time to self-care and do what you need to do for yourself because it's big, y'all. If not, your body will literally shut down. And I don't want your body shutting down. Okay. So even if you cannot vacation, find some time to do a staycation. Okay. Do like a cabin trip, a 2 or 3 hour trip, something. Okay. Slide in my inbox. Okay. You part of this community. So I want to be able to give you some resources and point you in the right direction. Okay. So again, I'm Zandra. I love travel. I'm passionate about travel. I'm trying to reach more women. If you know people and you know a sister who needs to be in here or a lady, just please send them my way. We'll be doing this on Thursdays. Now, I do have an announcement. I'll be in travel status this next 2 weeks. Okay. So because I'll be in travel status, I will not be able to go live because I don't want to make a promise that I can't keep. Okay. So next week I'll be at a business conference. And what I'll do is I'll be kind of going live, showing y'all some little behind the scenes of me, of what I'm doing in my business conference, because it's a hype business conference. Yeah, it ain't one of them boring business conference. You know how you go to a conference, you're like, oh my gosh, like you're going to be, baby. I'm talking about they playing the music on level 20. I mean, they playing the good music, okay? We having a good time. We dancing, but we learning. We doing all the things. So it is phenomenal. If you are a business owner or if you are just looking to scale or to get into business, if you want more information, I can share that with you. And then the next week, I'll actually be doing a solo trip to Jamaica. So I'll be doing some market research with a company that I'm gathering more information on. And I actually have an amazing deal. So if you're interested in going to Jamaica, I'll be offering something, but it has to be booked within a certain time period. And of course, it'll be with that resort. So if you're interested, stay tuned. I'll be dropping that in here because it's going to be a special. You won't be charged a planning fee. Okay. And y'all know I usually don't do that. Okay. So if you're serious and you are ready to go to Jamaica, once I drop that special, you need to get in contact with me. I'll give you the details so you'll know how to book it and all the things. So I don't have any other questions. Again, thank you for being here. I got everybody's name down. Again, our goal at Explore Blue Travel is to make your next vacation your best vacation. Because listen, sis, if you ain't talking about a vacation, listen, what are you even talking about? Okay. So y'all have an amazing night and I will talk to y'all in 2 more weeks. Okay. Bye.